Hey, disc golfers. This is another production of Viridisk. We're bringing you the second round of the 27th Memorial Championships presented by Discraft. We get the treat of looking at Paul McBeth and Dave Feldberg today. I'm Brett Comincioli, filling in for Kenny Glassman as Tim Steward of Mind, Body, and Disc Golf. What do you got to say today, Tim?
Hey Brett, it's great to be back for round number 2. It was a really exciting round number 1, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Paul and Dave square off at Vista del Camino.
Yeah, Paul's got a 2-stroke lead on Dave going in this round, and we also have Ray Johnson and Chris Shotwell on the card. Looking forward to watching these guys play. Make sure you smash that thumbs up or like button on YouTube for this video, and looking forward to another great round of disc golf today.
You got it. Leave a review, share it with your friends, share it with your family, sign your dog up for an account, have them like it too. Let's get going with some disc golf.
All right, Tim, here we go. We're at Vista del Camino Park in Scottsdale, Arizona. I am super pumped to get to watch the best player in the world, Paul McBeth. We've got Dave Feldberg here. This is going to be some fun today.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting round. We've got current world champion on T-pad.
Here comes the sidearm.
You know, McBeth has really established himself as not only one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world right now, but one of the best sidearms in the game as well.
Yeah, that sidearm shot has changed this game in the last 5 years, Tim. I've been talking to it with a lot of people, and it's pretty amazing. These guys can go right-handed backhand, right-handed forehand, and do pretty much everything. Again, going with the sidearm here.
You know, I think it was Avery Jenkins that really started throwing the sidearm right along with the backhand, but maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and since then I think so many people have caught on, and quite a few primary sidearm players too.
Yep, but you will not see Dave Feldberg throw a forehand here. At least I don't think so.
No, I think I've only ever seen Dave Feldberg throw a forehand once.
Roller coming up.
I gotta say, I've seen him throw this shot quite a few times. I saw him throw this shot at the Australian Open this year. It's this kind of high pop-up, real kind of shorter roller that just turns straight right. He throws it at the Fiesta course in this tournament as well, and he's got this shot dialed in. He really is a good weapon there.
Yeah, he is a fantastic roller player. And here we go, sidearm, forehand. Hangs it quite a ways wide.
And we're off.
Yeah, that was Chris Shotwell right there throwing that one. Here comes Chris. He gives it a good bid.
Run.
Feldberg step putt.
Oh.
Ooh, just a little high.
Not happy with himself there. The Beast, his first putt of the round.
Dead center.
He just doesn't miss. And he doesn't even miss off center.
No, he just... I wish I could putt like him for one day, Tim.
Oh, it'd be great.
Chris is from... I'm sorry, that's not Chris. That's Ray Johnson with his birdie. Good start to the round.
Very nice.
Got a couple bearded brothers.
We do. I'm wondering if Dave is missing his beard right now. Just make it a threesome and really intimidate Paul McBeth with the beardedness. But interesting story. I don't know if you heard why Feldberg got rid of that beard or not. But I guess he grew it because there was a possibility he was going to be on Duck Dynasty.
That'd have been pretty incredible.
Yeah, I guess he was going to throw discs and they were going to shoot him out of the air with a shotgun, which sounds like kind of a fun time even if you're not a Duck Dynasty.
No kidding. Here comes Ray Johnson. Ray's a 1,002 rated player from Grass Valley, California.
One of the things I like about this tournament, Brett, is it's 3 different courses and 3 distinctly different types of golf. You've got a whole different approach to today than you did, around the lake on the previous round.
Feldberg catching a little cabbage on the tree, dropping short. Chris Shotwell coming up.
Firing it. He clears and is long on that shot.
Yeah, so we got 3 players from California, and then we got Dave Feldberg, local to this, and we missed McBeth's shot. Sorry, people. Feldberg's birdie putt. Step putt.
Oh, he just hasn't dialed that thing in yet.
It's a great view from here.
Oh, that's heartbreaking when that happens. Definitely not the Mach X baskets you saw in the first round.
No, that was a pretty solid putt, too. Here's Ray coming to get back-to-back birdies out of the gate. And he gets them.
That's the way to start.
He takes the box here. He'll be the only birdie on the card. Bunch of par 3s, and then Ray with the deuce. He gets off to real good. It's got to feel good being on a card with Feldberg and McBeth.
It does, Brett. When you find yourself on a card with a couple of names like that, and I'm sure more of a gallery than you're used to. What do you do to kind of play great golf? When you find yourself in that situation,
you're definitely nervous, and coming out and hitting a couple putts, it really makes you settle in quickly.
Yeah, I don't know if you're Ray and you've got the lead on McBeth and Feldberg in this round. You just want to quit right now while you're ahead. Oh, that's a pretty drive right there.
Ball stepping up.
The big highs are outside.
This is what impresses me the most is, most players just don't have the distance to throw this monster hyzer and to make this hole so easy.
Well, and usually the players that do have the distance, they've got to flex it. You never know where it's going to land. These guys are throwing pinpoint hyzers that land, within 10, 20 feet of where they want them to.
Here comes Chris. Hyzers out just a tad early. All 4 players will be putting for birdie.
Everybody's got to look. You got to like it. Confident run. Great putt from outside the circle.
Great putt. Ray Johnson to keep it going. He's looking to get his 3 birdies in a row here. Airball left side.
Feldberg with a little downhill putt here. He should make this no problem. He's just money inside the circle.
That was a great putt. Compared to last round, he's off to a little slow start this round, but I have a feeling we're going to see some birdies out of Dave today.
Yeah, he tends to string them together.
Paul with a pretty easy birdie there. And there's the only par there by Ray. Moving on to hole 4. Hangs it out just a little bit. You know, if you caught our first round coverage of the footage at Fountain Hills, you'll see that playing in Arizona early in this year, you're going to be throwing some hyzers.
Yeah, and we don't have the water here. You see these guys picking that shot anyway. But I think, you know, most of these guys, Brett, if they can throw a hyzer, that's what their choice is, right? Whether the course calls for it or not, I think if they find a way to throw it, that's what they're going to throw.
Oh, for sure. It's just predictable. You know where it's going to finish. Pretty nice looking shot. Pretty view of the course, too.
Yeah, this is more your traditional park style golf. McBeth running at it just off the top of the basket.
There's
another strong putt. Feldberg fires at it, and another make.
2 in a row, looking confident.
You know, it's a whole different dimension to your game when, you know, like these guys can count on it. When they're inside the circle, you're pretty much guaranteed to be in, so. One last little cleanup to finish the hole.
There it is, McBeth, the only one missing that hole.
Well, you don't see that often, do you, Brett?
No. Was he out of bounds on that first drive?
You know, I think there were some flags in the ground there. I saw 3 strokes, but I saw him card a 4, so.
Yeah, I thought he
puts him out of bounds.
I thought it was a par, but that must have been OB. Oh, what a great kick! Talk about some tree love.
That is a great roll. Mine usually roll the opposite direction. How about you, Brett?
Yeah, that is a heck of a bounce. What's the difference between a birdie and a par?
Well, you know, I think it was Arnold Palmer who said once that the more I practice, the luckier I get. So I think that's where that's paying off for these guys.
See the elevated pin here, so you're really looking to get this close.
A couple of well-placed trees right by the basket. Really shielding you. You really want to be on the left side of the basket on this hole, or you don't have a putt on your second shot.
McBeth bounces back and pretty much parks it. And tough putt from the knee here for Ray.
Oh, and there's those trees. Those little tiny trees. It's tough.
That's for his birdie putt. Left side.
You've really got to be confident with these raised baskets. I think that's one of the things that really hurts people is they get timid. You miss left, you miss low. You've got to step up and fire it.
And Ray, who was off to a really good start, 3 birdies out of the first 4, now takes a double bogey.
That looked like a solid putt to me. I think the backs just kicked that out.
Ball stepping in, bashing his birdie.
You know, you talked about being able to putt like him, but I'd like to be able to recover from a bad hole like him. I mean, you take a 4, it seems like anytime that something bad happens to the guy, he comes back on the next hole and just kills it.
Yeah, he's got no fear. Here's Dave stepping in for his birdie. So we got a couple birdies there, Paul and Dave. We got Ray taking a 5 and Chris with a 3. That's a tough handful of strokes to take on that hole.
It is. For what should be a clean hyzer, and at worst you take a par on that hole, right?
Yeah, you really want the birdie there. That's rough.
I mean, you got 4,000 rated players on a card. You don't expect to see that usually.
No. That's a little elevation to the basket. That's what it does. Here we go, hole 6. Dave stepping up.
And here they've taken the hyzer away with a big giant apartment building on the right-hand side.
Here's our first par 4 on the course, Tim.
So how are these guys at playing these par 4s where you're really just a placement shot on the first one? What are you thinking here, Brett?
Yeah, I really think they're just looking to get a good, safe, solid shot out, keep it in bounds, and then set themselves up for a good angle and approach. It's very well reachable for these top level players. If you notice, they're not even throwing very hard. They're just setting up for that second shot. I expect to see some birdies on this hole.
I think that's a great lesson for a lot of players out there. Is, you know, sometimes if it's a long, huge hole like this, your initial instinct is to throw as big of a bomb as you can, and a lot of times that's not the right shot.
Yeah, if you notice, they're all getting out to the left. They want to have a good approach, and as you can see, the Arizona ground, you're going to get some big skips.
For sure, for sure.
Here's Dave's shot.
Out and around to the left with a beautiful turnover shot. Great control.
Ray with a solid shot there.
McBeth with this second. Just really fires it up there.
And he went out of bounds.
That's unfortunate. You don't see that a lot, and you've seen that twice in the first 4 or 5 holes here.
Chris going with the sidearm.
Nice upshot, Chris.
Here's McBeth playing his upshot. Puts it underneath the basket. Feldberg trying to get his birdie here. Here comes this old step jump putt.
Hey, there it is. Once he dials that in, I'm telling you, I think I mentioned it a couple times before, but once he dials that putt in, it is lethal. Oh, the branch got him.
Oh, a little high.
Just barely denied. He's so close.
A little frustrated here.
A lot of golf left. You got to just shake that off and recover, put it in, move on.
So in this par 4, we're getting a couple 5s out of this. A 4 for Ray, and then Feldberg with a great 3.
Yeah, that's a solid 3 on that hole.
Our second par 4.
Feldberg just letting it rip.
It's a pretty angle. Gets it out over the OB, but fades back in.
Hangs it out, trusts it to come back.
That's a cool looking disc.
That is a cool looking disc. Oh, that pole. The one little pole.
Lights out on that one. Dang.
You know, that's one of those ones where you step up on the tee and go, don't hit the pole, and then you hit the pole.
Whammy. So this is That's the shot I love looking for McBeth. That form is incredible.
So clean, hyzer flip. I mean, that's just a textbook golf shot right there.
Chris coming up.
Getting a little beard behind that shot.
Big hyzer bomb. It's going to have some work left to do.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's an easy path into close to this basket.
Ray with a good looking line. He's going to have some work to do as well.
Yeah, he left himself a little longer than he'd like there.
Dave throwing a great shot.
You can't ask for better than that.
You got to get close on this elevated pin.
Well, there's a difference too when you see these guys coming in from a better angle, and that shows the importance of your first shot, leaving yourself a better approach angle than the guys who are further to the left. Much harder to get under the basket from the angle that those guys are at.
Yeah, at that point, you just got to pitch up and get it close and make sure you take the 3-putt out of play. And Feldberg, after missing the first 2, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 birdies in a row.
Feeling it. Nice solid putt there. I think this is the second elevated basket today.
Yep. It really adds something to a shorter par 4, where if that basket was on the ground, it'd be, much simpler, but just by elevating it makes it that much tougher. But again, Feldberg and McBeth made that look really easy.
Yeah, they usually do. And I hear people knock the elevated basket a lot because they want to compare it to ball golf, and I think this is one of the areas where you can really differentiate our sport is the elevated basket and the creative basket placement. I think sometimes you can get too creative, but something like that is a little challenge to the hole. Nice.
Tell you what, Dave's got to be feeling really good right here. He's taking the lead over McBeth. He's throwing some quality shots. Gets himself another putt.
This is a tough little hole right here. You're guarded in the front. You've got OB in the back. There's not a real great open path to land close to the basket. There's a lot of trouble on the way there. McBeth showing nice control, sneaking in under the trees and over the water.
I feel like I'm watching a ZZ Top concert with the beards back to back. One beard. Here comes 2 beards.
You just need a drummer and they can hit the road, right?
Exactly. Maybe McBeth can sing too, because he seems to be able to do everything.
Yeah.
Baseball, disc golf.
He's the multi-talented athlete out there.
Is he going to make this step putt? If I was betting, I would say he is.
I would say he is too. I'm telling you, once he dials it in and he's got it working for him, it's on.
Dead center, money. Normal putt though.
The thought of missing just isn't in his mind.
6 in a row. McBeth stepping up. Ooh, a little high.
A rare miss. A rare miss from I think that's inside the circle, isn't it?
Oh yeah, well inside the circle. He's definitely
you never see that.
This is Chris putting for his birdie. Solid putt.
Nice. What's that like to get 6 birdies in a row, Brett?
Hasn't happened very often that I can recall. And there's Ray with his birdie, so the McBeth is the non-birdie of the group.
How about 6 birdies in a row in an NT event?
impressive. And again, Dave extends his lead a little bit.
That's a fourth row swing since the start of the round. You know, Feldberg started 2 down from McBeth, now he's 2 up on McBeth, and that's a great run.
It's a par 3. This basket's really tough to access. You got the water to the left of the pin.
Huge hyzer. Caught up and stopped by the trees, it looked like a little bit.
Here you can get a good angle of the hole going up and over the trees. It's pretty intimidating to me.
It is, and that's not an easy shot. You know, when you're limited on the right, you don't have the hyzer line you'd like to take. You've got to keep it up in the air over those trees in the front, and you can't have the disc hyzer out or you're in the water. It's a super technical tee shot on this hole. And that's exactly what you want to do. Get it up over those trees, turn it over a little bit away from the water, let it feed right back in where you want it.
Great shot.
It is. And he doesn't miss 2 in a row from inside the circle, so I'm going to have to say he's probably going to make that one.
I won't argue with there.
Oh.
Little cabbage early. It's looking like a bogey for Ray. Feldberg just lays up, take his 3.
Approach.
You know, as a player, those are the type of shots that you got to practice. That 100 foot, 125 foot, just nice, easy putter shot. Get them close. I see a lot of newer players or, you know, intermediate level players who just don't get up and down from that distance.
You know, you're absolutely right. I think, you know, when you head out to practice, you see a lot of these guys practicing their long putts, and I keep thinking, why don't you practice your approaches so you don't have so many long putts in the first place? Might be a better approach.
Exactly. And there's McBeth. He does not miss that 2 times in a row, like you said. Birdie, solo birdie on the hole.
You know, how important is it, Brett, to make adjustments, you know, in the middle of your round? If you know something's not working, you're missing high or low, to be able to fix it right away.
The good players figure it out pretty quickly. The average to below average players, they just keep sticking with what they do.
Yeah, you hear them after the round talking too. You'll hear the top pros talking about how on, you know, hole 3 they noticed something and they fixed it on hole 4, and you'll hear the rec players and the average players, you know, they'll sit around after the round and go, oh, I just realized that I should have done this or I should have changed that. Really thinking about your round as you play is so important, as these guys show.
Tough angle to catch. That one did some fighting.
Yeah, this is a long shot to throw from here. Feldberg with another roller. He's not afraid to break that out. Now that one went OB, but that's not a usual occurrence for him.
Yeah, and this is a par 4, so
we've seen these pros throw rollers on this hole. We've seen them throw forehands. Brett, if you're a backhanded player, which of those 2 shots do you add to your arsenal first?
Man, if I could go back and relearn, I would probably learn the forehand.
That probably comes into play more often than the roller, right?
Oh, for sure. I think the roller is useful, but the way the discs are coming out now, the forehand's the shot you got to learn. The forehand, backhand. If you can have both of those, you're going to be a really good player. Gives you a lot more options. Pretty nice forehand right there.
It was. It's that, you know, those forehand approaches too. I think you start there.
Tricky little spot right here. Dave was OB.
That's a tough shot to hang it out over OB like that. Trust it with him back,
and he's going to get up and down. He throws a great shot, and again, that's why these guys are 1030, 1040, 1050 rated, because even when they throw bad shots, they don't take a 5 right there. They get the bar. And
Yeah, I think you're right. I think people focus too much on and the drives are impressive. I think people focus a little bit too much on the drives and the distance. It's, these guys, yeah, they can drive it a mile, but you're right. If they're 250 or in, they're up and down 90-95% of the time.
Ooh, just a little bit off the band.
McBeth cleans up. Feldberg cleans up. And the Bearded Brothers clean up.
Feldberg's a little frustrated right there.
That shows the level of play that he's at, though. He's got a 40-foot putt. He fully expects to make that. That's disappointing to hit.
I don't believe he was OB. I think he just missed that putt for birdie.
Right.
Another par 4. You can see it down the distance there on the right. I'm sure that path was OB.
Drive. Taking the skip out of the game, taking the wind out of the equation. Probably a little lower than you wanted, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that was pretty conservative. He's going to be a little shorter.
A big drive out on the right-hand side, nice and safe. I think that's really where you want to be on this hole.
Yeah, and if you're a new player that can't throw 400, 500 feet, but you can throw 300 feet, you need to learn how to throw these straight shots, get them clean, and then do it again. You can, you figure if it's a 600-foot hole, all you have to do is throw, 300 feet straight, get it within the circle, hit a putt, and you take a par just like everybody else, even if somebody can throw 500 feet.
Oh, absolutely. You see it in our sister sport, ball golf. You go out and play with these older guys who've been playing forever, and you're out there trying to crush it, and they're 200 yards straight, chipping a putt, and they're in for par. And before you know it, at the end of the round, they've kind of whooped on you.
Accuracy, distance is overrated if you can't throw it with accuracy. But here you go. McBeth goes to the forehand, the safe shot, Heiser, and he just marks it.
Exactly. That's a perfect forehand approach with the angle of the green like that. It just stops your disc dead in its tracks when it lands. That's exactly what you want. Runs a little high there. Feldberg over the basket. That's unusual. Like the wind caught it or something.
McBeth with the solo birdie 3 on that hole. Everybody else tapping in for their par 4.
Brett, it seems like just a minute ago we were talking about how Feldberg had made a move on McBeth, and here we are. McBeth just turned into a machine of the beast of a player he is on. Just not making any mistakes at this point.
No, he just has a switch that it doesn't matter what happens in his round. He just comes back and just birdies everything, it seems like. And I have a feeling that switch is on because he's birdied 3 in a row. He's making a pushback. That's a great shot right there.
It was a great shot. What's stepping up to a big water carry like this do to your game, Fred? Does it bother you at all? Not bother you?
A hole like this, I think, is a lot easier because you got room behind you. But that hole 1 at Fountain Hills, knowing that you have to carry that far.
I mean, it's a 300-plus foot carry, isn't it?
It's easily. It's scary.
I think here's where these guys are. Another way these guys are really good is they just see the shot they have to throw. They don't see the stuff in the way. They just step up and fire.
No, and this is the impressive thing. These guys are all 1,000 rated. They're all in the circle on that hole. It's not an easy hole. And Feldberg brought us out, and he's putting for birdie. And he hits it, jams it in, gets his birdie. Ray. It's a pretty impressive group of drives here.
Yeah, that's a nice grouping. There's a couple really close there.
This was not a gimme hole. McBeth with a great forehand, birdie. It's 4 in a row for him. And then Chris with the birdie. That's the star birdie.
Nice.
Moving on to hole 13.
McBeth still with the box. Just a cannon.
What a crush.
You know, I heard a great interview with him where he said what he thinks about when he's walking around the course, and when he was talking about it, he said, I have basically one thing running through my head, which is everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to do what the beast does. And that's a great example right there of what the beast does.
Yeah, I've heard of quite a few of these guys talk about their head getting in the way of their game, and I've also heard some of the similar things where he tries to get music or something in his head where he's not thinking, he's just replicating shots and putts, and you can tell that he doesn't think about anything else except for he's just throwing shots. Because he's fearless.
Yeah, these guys have all thrown, you know, hundreds of thousands of shots. They've thrown all of these shots a million times before. They all have the shots in their bag. It's just, can they execute at this point? It's really a test in execution more than anything.
Yep. Ooh,
oh, that's a hard miss.
Here's a birdie putt. That is in the heart, sticks in.
Just money. But you know what? If you watch his videos online, he's doing that 1,000 times a day, every day. You can't miss when you practice that much. And it's great to see, you know, we were talking a bit before we started the coverage here, you know, it's nice to see somebody treat this golf like a professional athlete. You know, he practices as much as any professional NFL player, any professional Major League Baseball player. He watches his diet, he conditions, he lifts weights, he works out. You know, he's really elevated the sport and really shown what treating this like a true sport can do for your game.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's if you're a spectator of disc golf right now, what he's doing is it's just unbelievable. And
now there is one little caveat to that, in that most of us have jobs. So I'll tell you, if I didn't have to work all day, I might be able to do 1,000 putts a day. But I don't know, how long does that take?
I don't know. Here's a par 4. You're setting up your shot. You can see the Mando on the tree over there painted on the right where they're just throwing the hyzer out around. They're just getting into play, and the money shot's on the second shot here where you don't need an incredible shot to get to where they're getting to. It's just a routine hyzer, but here's where the money's made right here. These kind of shots.
Oh,
Catches the cabbage.
He's still apart.
And you know, these shots looks routine, but again, these are 1,000 rated players throwing them up here. This isn't a gimme for 90% of the players.
No. It's this is where you see most of the strokes gained. You know, you see people take, you know, a shot from here, they're outside the circle, they 2-putt.
Yep, you get done at the end of the round and you're like, oh, on hole 14 I had an easy 200-foot approach shot that I didn't get up and down on. And, you know, over time, those rounds add up to ratings points. And that's why these guys are, you know, over 1,000, 1032, 1050.
Well, and you know, Feldberg shot was a great example there too. Is he's got a branch in the way. You know, you might go out in an open field and practice your 200-foot up shot, but are you doing it with a tree in the way? Are you doing the hyzer and the anhyzer and the flick shot? You just saw a flick shot, you saw a shot under a branch, you saw a hyzer, and you saw a straight approach. Yep. And all of these guys are up and down with those shots.
And by the way, Tim, the McBeast is beasting. That's another birdie.
It's amazing when it just starts happening like that. It's just automatic.
This is another par 4. This course has a par 60 with 6 par 4s, everything else being par 3s.
What do you think the right par is for a golf course, for a disc golf course? If you were to build a golf course of your own choosing, you pick your own land, what's your par?
I like to play something in the 62 to 65 range, personally. I don't really need a par 72 where you go get beat up on an everyday basis. But I
that's
think
in the drink.
I think that par 62 to 65 is pretty fun. I want a fun course that you can go out and play in a couple hours. I don't really want to get beat down every day and have a struggle to play.
Feldberg saved by the fence. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's fun to have the option to play those beasts of a course, but I think you're right. There's a sweet spot there for just how much you're walking and throwing.
You can see the well-identified Mandos on the trees.
Yeah, you're not missing those, are you?
No, you can see those great.
Yeah, that's another thing. I think we talked in our first round coverage about the circles being painted. I think that's another, course routing and clear Mando signs and clear T signs and T pads. That's something I really love when I go to a new course and I step up and everything's clearly marked. I can't say enough for the course designers that really pay attention to that.
That was a great shot.
Huh.
Feldberg just fluffing up that black putter.
Another one of those approaches that you talk about.
Ray with a little hyzer putter. Chris just pitching up. And here McBeast is getting a chance for another birdie. And he knocks it home. Solo birdie for the McBeast. Feldberg taps in for his 4. Ray gets a 5 here. And then Chris taps in, so there we go. Again, the McBeast is on a tear.
He's got his foot on the gas, pulling away from everybody. Looks like he's not happy with that. A little early release, a little slip. You don't see that often. Another one. See the Mando to the left there? That shouldn't come into play really for these guys.
No, I love the spectators over there across the street with a great view of this hole.
Oh yeah.
Feldberg
Fires it right at it.
puts a nice line on it. Got an uphill putt.
You hear a lot of these guys talk about the straight shot that finishes straight is one of the hardest shots to throw in disc golf.
Yeah, and that's just knowing your disc. It's knowing your power. And, if you've been a fan and watched Barry Schultz for years throw, he's a master. Just kind of throwing that straight shot that lands flat and slowly.
It's such a fun shot to watch.
And the McBeast for another birdie. And he hits it dead center. He is pumped.
No doubt. Those uphill putts are tough.
Feldberg for a birdie. He needed that one.
Dead center change for him as well. And Chris and Ray clean up to finish up the hole.
I tell you what you're watching right now with McBeth, 9 straight birdies. It's unreal.
And it's easy to forget too. He had a 4 and a 5 on the front.
Yep.
So it's another great example of a lot of people let those 4s and 5s in the front get them down, and if you have the ability to turn it on late in the round, you can overcome just about anything.
This is about as easy as hole as you get on this course. It's still not a gimme, but for these guys, they make it look easy. Speed control coming into the hill.
Another nice straight shot. You got some OB to play with, but yeah, it's not. I'm surprised that's the first forehand I've seen on this hole.
Yeah, I believe there's some OB deep, but that is parked. Here comes your string of birdie putts.
Boom.
Dave knocks it home. There's one. Here's Ray. There's 2. McBeast is not missing this. Birdie. Unbelievable. And there's your star birdie. All
Nice.
deuces on 17.
Second time this round. We're heading into the 18th hole. This is a pretty finishing hole right here. The tree and the water.
Yeah.
McBeth is going to get a birdie putt right there. Feldberg plays it pretty safe out to the right. He's going to need to skip hard. He gets a chance at a longer birdie putt.
Chris fires a nice looking hyzer out to the right. Oh, he's nestled right up there.
Nice looking shot. And then Ray, it's that last drive of the round.
Oh, he yanks it a little bit.
Crank yanker.
Be surprised we're all off.
What a skip.
I think that water in that tree really gets in your head there if you let it. That's exactly what happens when it does. Feldberg with a long putt to finish his round. Oh, heartbreaking.
That's tough to finish your round on.
It is. Especially when you think it's going in. That you've hit those putts before, Brett. You think that thing's going in the whole way.
Oh yeah. And there's Chris. He's frustrated. Just missed a good birdie opportunity. Good putt. And the McBeast is gonna tap in for another birdie to finish his round. Just absolutely incredible, Tim, what we just saw to finish that round.
Just another day at the office.
Talk about a birdie run. You know, think about this. He just shot a 48 for a 1073 round. And you're Ray and Chris, and you shoot, 7 and 8 strokes behind him, and you're shooting over 1,000 rated golf. And it's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, to shoot 1,000 rated golf and lose by 7 and 8 strokes each to your card. I mean, it
just shows how good McBeth is. And you know what? Feldberg played great golf there. He made a run.
He did. All these guys played great golf. And we talked about McBeth a lot, but these guys played solid golf on this course. They saw very, very few mistakes. They really played their way around the course well, and it showed why they were on the card that they're on.
So McBeth just birdied 14 out of 18 in this course. It is amazing. So we just want to thank you guys for watching. Smash the thumbs up. We really appreciate it, and make sure you share this video. Tim, any final parting shots?
No, had a blast with it, Brett. Hope we get through this again. I hope I did Kenny's spot proud here for him not being here. I always like hearing him on the commentary on the Viridisk stuff. But yeah, thanks to Viridisk for letting us do this, and it's been a blast. And definitely hit the likes and the shares and all that kind of stuff. It helps more than you can imagine. So if you like this coverage and you want to see this kind of stuff continue, please give Viridisk the love and like and share the videos.
Thanks again. Happy discing. Peace out.